Good afternoon, my movie-loving brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us on this Monday afternoon on the Screen Talk Live YouTube channel where we talk about all things movie news, TV, and other screen-related news. I'm, of course, your humble host, Keith Toothman. I am flying solo today. Shane had some family stuff going on that he had to take care of, so we wish him well and all of that, and we should see him back here either tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, I'm here by myself today. So yeah, guys, definitely be in that chat, being active. I appreciate you guys all being here. Yeah. That being said, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can have your movie news when you need it, where you need it. Also, something we're doing around here is we're giving away an Xbox Series S on the channel. There's a video up on the channel that you can go check out. It will give you lots of more information about that. But basically, the gist of it is if you send a super chat during a live show, which you could do today, right now, during this show, it enters you into a raffle to win that Xbox Series S. And you can send a super chat for as little as $1.99. So you have a potential to win a brand new Xbox Series S with just $1.99 super chat. But yeah, we have to get to 20K subs, so make sure you're subscribing. We are only 600 subs away from hitting that 20K mark. So yeah, make sure you guys are going and spreading the love on the Xbox video. We want to spread that as far as we can, and we want to give away an Xbox. So yeah, also guys, if you're new around here, the way we like to do things, we like to go over a few main topics, and then at the end of the show, any chats, super chats, or questions, comments you guys have in the chat section below, I will go over and answer and interact with you guys a little bit. Again, I am flying solo, so just keep that in mind. I am going to jump in. With that being said, I'm going to jump into our first main topic today. And our first main topic today is this. So there was the Margot Robbie. This is something we didn't talk about on the show, but there was the Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean spinoff kind of thing going on, right? Obviously, Johnny Depp left the series because lots of stuff going on there that we won't get into. But it doesn't look like he's coming back, which was expected. Then you have this kind of female-led Margot Robbie version of the series that sounded kind of interesting. I mean, we all love Margot Robbie, right? We want to see as much Margot Robbie as we can. And thinking about seeing Margot Robbie dressed as a pirate sounds pretty cool to me. So I would have definitely been interested in checking it out. I'm not the biggest fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The very first one I thought was amazing, and I would watch it to this day. I thought it was great. Obviously, Johnny Depp's great in it. There's a lot of great things that are happening in that film that I thought was good, especially for a Disney movie when it came out. But all the rest of them are kind of either a mixed bag of just god-awful or it was you know. So yeah, that being said, we had this Margot Robbie spinoff in the works, and yesterday she was doing an interview and she said this, and this is coming to us from Deadline. Margot Robbie, I'm just going to scroll down to the quote here, but Disney's Margot Robbie-led Pirates of the Caribbean spinoff has been killed by the studio, per the Oscar-nominated actress. So this is her quote. This is straight out of Margot Robbie's mouth. Margot Robbie says, "We had an idea, and we were developing it for a while, ages ago, to have more of a female-led, not totally female-led, but just a different kind of story, which we thought would have been really cool," Robbie said. "But I guess they don't want to do it." And this is, again, coming to us from Deadlines. So basically she's saying this is dead, and we haven't heard anything from the studio about this. We haven't heard anything from, anyone until now, and if she's saying it's dead, it's dead. So this is no longer happening. Very interesting, because it did seem like this was like kind of big news when they announced it. I mean, I guess anytime you're casting Margot Robbie in something, it's probably gonna be big news, so that's kind of expected. But but yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see it killed off, especially in this kind of female-led era that we're in, where we're seeing a lot more stuff like that. For instance, she just did Birds of Prey, the Suicides are not Suicide Squad, the Harley Quinn movie, right? And that was a female-led movie, and it didn't do very well, so maybe that has something to do with it. And a lot of those movies don't do great, which is too bad. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. The news is this thing's dead. It's not happening. This is coming to us from Margot Robbie, so I feel like we can trust it, and it's safe to assume that we won't see anything more about this moving forward. However, the question becomes, and the question I pose for you guys in the chat would be, so what do you do with Pirates of the Caribbean moving forward? First of all, I mean, I don't even remember. Is it 4 or 5 films? There was even rumors of them doing like some sort of series for Disney Plus or yeah, I believe, I can't remember. But yeah, do we want more Pirates stuff? I mean, I guess if it's got Margot Robbie in it. But now that we know it doesn't have Margot Robbie, do we want more pirate stuff? I mean, probably not, Disney. It's probably safe to assume that thing's old and gone. But, years from now, a decade from now, once Johnny Depp has we've all forgotten about all the drama and all of the stuff surrounding him and Amber Heard, maybe you could revisit it then. And people like me may be more interested when I've had no pirates, nothing for a decade, and you bring back the original star of Jack Sparrow, and maybe we see where he's at and what's he been doing. I may be interested in that. But even then, man, not really. Yeah, it's not really something, not very compelling stories. I agree 100%. But it did the other thing is it made money, right? Like constantly. Those movies made a ton of money. People went out and seen those movies no matter how bad they were, which is interesting. But they did that with the Transformers movies and lots of movies. So you would think they want to make something to try to cash in while they can. That makes sense. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section below. What are you guys' thoughts on all this? Are you unhappy that this has gotten canceled? Are you happy that it is and you want no more pirates? Do you love pirates? Hate it? You want more? Do we need more pirates? Yeah, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, with that down, we are going to jump into our second main topic today. Our second main topic today is this. So on the channel, we've been talking a lot about, especially the month of October, we talked a lot about the movie Smile, right? If you haven't heard us talk about Smile, I'll tell you a little bit about it now. It was made by a guy who created a short on YouTube. The studio seen it, picked it up, and let him create a movie about it. It did really well. I think it finished over $150 million at the box office, which is great for a movie that cost almost nothing to make and nobody really knows nothing about. And it got great reviews. Me and Shane talked about some of the guerrilla marketing that they did that was amazing. They went to a bunch of MLB baseball games and sat behind home, hired people like a person to sit behind home plate and just smile the whole time. And I thought that was brilliant and a lot of fun to see them do that kind of guerrilla marketing. You just don't see that kind of stuff anymore. And so I was super excited. We actually had tickets to go see Smile, and we forgot we had tickets and we missed it. But yeah, so the good thing is that we won't have to miss it for too much longer, and probably Wednesday or Thursday sometime this week you'll get my and probably Shane's or someone's thoughts on Smile, because I'm going to be able to watch it. And that's because this is coming to us from the guys over at Screen Rant. That's because Paramount Plus is putting this bad boy up tomorrow. So this thing, and you can see it actually grossed over 200 million on a $17 million budget. That's ridiculous. It was at like 150 last time I looked, but I hadn't checked on it in a few weeks. So it had still brought in some more money. I mean, over 200 million for 17. Again, that's crazy. That's good numbers. It's good money. And yeah, Paramount is putting this up tomorrow, November 15th in the U.S. and in Canada. And most markets outside of the U.S. Won't be until 2023. But yeah, this is really cool, man. This is something, like I said, I'm going to jump on this. I will get on there. If I wonder if it drops how they do there. Sometimes with these streaming apps, most of them we have to wait till 2 a.m. where we're at to see some of these things. But if they were doing theirs at midnight, maybe I stay up till midnight and I watch Smile tonight, and we can talk about it on the channel tomorrow. Or sometimes they even do it a little earlier. They'll do like 10 p.m. or 8 p.m. just because they know people, got lives and shit to do. Pardon me while I get a drink. But yes. So this is cool. Like I said, I'm really intrigued about this movie. I've been wanting to see it. Had a ticket, missed it. It is crazy that it's coming to streaming so fast. I feel like it was just a month ago that it came to theaters, and it probably was, since they only have this 30-day window that they have to abide to now. So yeah, but I'm going to check this out, like I said, as quickly as possible. And then, and we'll talk about it here on the channel, and I'll see if I can't get Shane, or someone else or Lucas or Trevor or someone else to check it out. And we'll, talk about it and give our thoughts and our reviews there. But I'm sure I'm going to like it because this movie looks great. The trailers were awesome. Everyone I know, even my mother, seen it. And my mother was like, "Oh, you got to go see it. It's awesome." So I believe her. I believe people. Even the critics say it's good. Audience says it's good. I believe it's a good movie. I kind of wish I would have got to catch it in October, but honestly, these last few days, I've been catching up on the end of Cabinets of Curiosity, which I'll talk more about later on this week too. And it's kind of been putting me back in this horror feel. So because of that, like I said, maybe if this drops a little sooner, I will jump on there tonight. And if, like I said, at midnight, I can still do that. This is an hour and a half movie. Be in bed by 2, shows until 4 tomorrow. So yeah, I'll definitely be able to check that out if they drop it early enough and I'm up. So yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section below. What are you guys' thoughts on Smile? I'm sure most of you have seen it by now, but if you haven't seen it, are you excited to see it? Do you have Paramount Plus? I can't even remember if I have it. I may have to get it, or something. But yeah. But let me know. Are you excited about it? Do you want to see it? Do you have it, Paramount Plus? Are you going to check it out as soon as it's available? Could you care less? Definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Okay. With that down, we are going to move into our third main topic today. And our third main topic today is this. Not only do I want to talk about just a little bit about the weekend box office and a couple of things, but specifically I want to talk about Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and its box office success. But before I get too far into talking about Black Panther, because that's going to be kind of the main topic of this topic in particular. So before I get too deep into talking about that, what I want to talk about is Black Adam. And this is, we'll get to it. And this is coming to us again from the people over at Cinema Blend. And yeah, I want to talk about Black Adam. So it still was able to bring in 8.6 over the weekend. And domestically now, it's at a total of 151 million. I believe it was close to 400 million worldwide. They don't have that listed here. You can see the theater count. It's no longer in 4,000 theaters. It's still in 3,600, which is a lot, but it's coming down because Wakanda Forever, right? And it's just going to continue to come down and down and down. So I want to talk about it specifically because this thing is not doing as well as I thought it would. I mean, I thought in the first month, this thing would have grossed $500 million worldwide and $300 million domestically easily. But I also thought this thing would hit $100 million opening weekend. It had everything going for it, and it had everything right for it. It's not the greatest movie ever. It does have so many badass moments that I overall enjoyed the movie, but I can see where a lot of people aren't enjoying it, and those badass moments don't add up enough for them to equal a good time at the movies. And I completely understand that. And look, art is completely subjective. So I wouldn't want to try to convince someone else to like what I like. If people aren't liking it, they're not liking it. Like I said, I can understand it because I can see that it's not that great of a movie. But I like the moments enough did add up for me. Those cool moments added up enough to overall be a good time at the movie theater for me. This is disappointing. This sucks a little bit as a kind of a fan of the movie. If super fan of the Henry Cavill Superman and want to see more of that, and this kind of goes hand in hand with that, and this is kind of the reset of the DCEU. So you want this to go good, right? We don't want to see Black Adam not do well. I mean, they spent $200-300 marketing. The theaters get a third. This movie's barely breaking even still. I mean, and it won't be long before this movie's out of theaters. So right around wherever it is, we can kind of chalk up that that's where it's going to be, whatever it is worldwide. And like I said, I believe it was around 400 million last time I looked. And maybe it hits that 5 or crosses that $500 million mark. And if it does, I think that's awesome. But I still think it's not quite the win that Warner Brothers or even I or big fans of the DCU kind of expected, or even The Rock, right? I feel like The Rock had to kind of be thinking this was going to be a big deal, and it felt like a big deal, and maybe it was just too little too late, because again, they announced Dwayne The Rock Johnson playing Black Adam in, what was it, 2012, so it's literally a decade later that we finally get it. And so I don't know, I'm really not sure exactly what all the reasons, because I understand them not making money as time goes on, because word of mouth would say, hey, it's not that great of a movie, just wait till it's on streaming. But still, opening weekend, this movie Black Adam only made 50, 45, 65, I think it was $65 million, which was like Dwayne's biggest opening weekend ever. So hard to understand why I ever expected, or anyone ever expected, for it to be much more than that. But I did, so I don't know why. So this is, like I said, a little bit of a disappointment, and I'd like to see Black Adam in a better position. We're going to flip back over to the article here, where another movie I want to talk about before we get into Wakanda Forever is this Ticket to Paradise movie, which kind of came out of nowhere, right? This thing almost beat Black Adam over the weekend. It grossed 6,100. That's crazy, man. That's a lot. It's still in 30. It's in more theaters than Black Adam. That's crazy. That's wild. I see they have a mixed cocktail for this at AMC that I see constantly that looks delicious. It looks like an island kind of mixed drink, and I keep avoiding it because I have to get these MCU or Black Adam or whatever drinks. Maybe I have to try that Ticket to Paradise drink before it gets out of there. But that's cool, man. I'm glad to see this happening. That movie can't be budgeted much. This has got to be made for a few $1 million at most. And it's grossed $56 million in the box office. Domestically, I don't know what it is worldwide. I couldn't imagine it being too much higher. But this is a win, and this is awesome and great for the theaters. The theaters need more kind of little wins like this, right? Because we talked about how they're suffering because things like Black Adam aren't doing as well as they should. But these little things like Ticket to Paradise can come in and kind of band-aid some of those wounds up, right? And some of that leaky wound wounds that they have, and that's awesome, man. I love when films can do that. We see Blumhouse do it all the time. There's A24 does it constantly, where they'll take a movie, that's made for $4 million. Everything Everywhere All at Once, the best movie of the year. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It was made for $15-20 million, and it's the A24's biggest movie of all time. It made like $100-some million. So, yeah, we want to see more little wins like this for the theaters. As movie fans, we want to see the theaters continue to thrive and be successful, so that when Wakanda Forevers and Supermans and Kongs versus Godzillas and all these other things do come, we can see them on these big screens with these beautiful sound systems, with movie theater popcorn and a reclining seat, So, yeah, I'm loving this. It makes me happy to see. Good for you, Ticket to Paradise. But yeah, with that being said, I want to move into, of course, the big winner of the weekend. I projected it at 155. They said 170, 175. It actually beat that. And domestically, Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever brought in $180 million into the box office. That is awesome, and that is a big win for the theaters specifically. It is somewhat of a big win for Marvel, considering that it's, again, kind of been a down year. Movies haven't been making as much as it was just a couple of years ago, right? That everything Marvel put out was $1 billion. $1 billion. Captain Marvel, $1 billion. This, $1 billion. I mean, it was even movies, like, who expected Captain Marvel to make $1 billion, or even the original Black Panther made like $1.5 billion. Who expected that? No one expected that. So yeah, this is kind of a big win for Marvel right now too, but a bigger win for the theaters, I think. And again, we're happy to see this, because the bigger of a win Wakanda Forever is, the less we will have to rely on Avatar 2 being successful. So yeah, big win for Wakanda Forever. This still has a $250 million budget with a probably $200 million marketing budget, and the third of everything goes to the theaters. So, overall, at the end of it, this movie has a long way to go. I mean, even if it's saying in the article, you see here that it's 330 million worldwide opening weekend, but even with that, this movie still has a few weekends to go before it's profitable. So, but it will be. I mean, this movie, I feel confident in saying this movie is going to make $1 billion, but with the year we're having, and freaking Top Gun being the biggest movie of the year, who really knows what's going to happen? So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was at 187 million. So, these are comparable numbers. These are close. So I'm happy to see Black Panther have all the success. I do want to talk a little bit about the divisiveness of Black Panther 2 with Chadwick Boseman and all that, but I'd rather do it while I have someone here that can give me their opinion, and that we could talk amongst ourselves with it. But I will quickly just say that my quick thought on it is that you can't keep life out of art. Life is art. So it is sad, but if you think this movie shouldn't have been made, then the Titanic shouldn't have been made, right? And so many other movies that are based on real tragedies just should not have been made. And I disagree with that immensely and wholeheartedly. Sometimes, I say it all the time, movies are meant to make us feel, and sometimes they make us feel like crap, man. If you're not interested in that, don't go see the movie, is what I would say. Just don't go see the movie if you don't want to experience what you can see the movie is going to deliver. But the movie delivers and makes you feel that way, and then you're mad at what? The movie? That's crazy to me. That's crazy talk. But yeah, I'll talk more about it with Shane or Lucas, or when I got someone else here that can give me their opinion on it. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys are thinking about the weekend box office. Are you glad to see Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever have that success at the box office that we all knew it could? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? How do you feel? Maybe you feel this movie shouldn't have been made. Or maybe you feel like Disney's capitalizing on Chadwick Boseman's death. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Okay, with that down, we're going to move into the thing that I want to talk about the most, and the thing that I decided to make the main topic today, which is this bidding war that was going on over at Apple with Apple TV Plus, which they ended up winning this bidding war, but it seemed to be between all the streamers. So this was open court for anybody, and Apple won. Of course, Apple won because, and bear with me for 1 second here as I get this brought up. And of course Apple won, right? Because they got they're not making movies to make money. They're selling phones to make money. So it's a lot easier, a lot deeper pockets over there for the guys at Apple. I'm kind of a little surprised that Amazon didn't pick this up, because he did make The Boys and a couple other things that he's doing. He's The Boys Diabolical series. He's also written the New Boys Diabolical Season 2 series. So yeah, he's kind of got relationships over there at Amazon, and Amazon got the deep pockets too. But maybe this just became such a bidding war that it became so high that, it just seemed ridiculous. And that happens all the time in auctions and bidding wars and things like that, right? But yeah, so let's check this article out. This is coming to us from Deadline. I'm just going to read a little bit of this. In a competitive situation with multiple bidders, Apple TV Plus has landed a comedy starring, co-written, directed, and executive produced by Seth Rogen with a straight-to-series order, Deadline has learned. That's awesome. So this is a full-blown Seth Rogen thing, right? He's directed it, he's written it, he's produced it, and he's starring in it. Come on, Seth. Where you been at, boy? We need more of this. Come on. I don't even know, outside of Freaks and Geeks and what's the other one's name? I can't freaking remember. We haven't seen a Seth Rogen series. Come on. A Seth Rogen series sounds exactly like what we would want, right? The project hails from Rogen, Evan Goldberg, his best friend from high school, who also usually produces and directs with him, and James Weaver's Point Grey Pictures, who they've been producing movies with their entire career pretty much, and Lionsgate, where the company is based. Written by Seth Rogen, Goldberg, and Veep alums Peter Hoyek and Alex Gregory, and to be directed by Rogen and Goldberg, as I was stating a moment ago. The Untitled series is about a legacy Hollywood movie studio trying to survive in a world where it is increasingly difficult for art and commerce to live together. This sounds amazing. I imagine this is going to be great. I'm a huge Seth Rogen fan, so I'm probably going to like, I don't know if there's anything that I don't like Seth Rogen in. So, we'll go on read a little bit more of this article. Rogen, Goldberg, and Weaver executive produced via Point Grey. Hoyek and Gregory also executive produce and serve as showrunners. Alex McCarty and Josh Fegan also serve as executive producer, and Frida Perez co-produces. Lionsgate Television is the studio. This is the latest series to come out of Point Grey's multi-platform deal with Lionsgate, joining the Emmy-nominated Pam and Tommy, which was the kind of series about Pam Anderson and, in which Rogen also starred. He did, and you almost unrecognizable. He's so great. As well as the upcoming Jason Woliner series for Peacock. Additionally, Point Grey has the hit Prime Video series The Boys, and its offshoots, as I mentioned earlier, its animated series Invincible and the upcoming Sausage Party for Prime Video, which is why, again, it was surprising to me to hear that this wasn't going to Prime Video. As an actor, Rogen is currently seen in Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans. He is repped by UTA Principal Entertainment in LA. Okay. So yeah, like I said, very interesting that we. Yeah, it goes on to say here, the Hollywood industry has been the backdrop of a number of series, mostly comedies, including HBO's Entourage and The Larry Sanders Show, on which Gregory and Hayek worked, Showtime's episodes, and Beggars and Choosers, as well as NBC's 30 Rock. Yeah, so this is interesting. I love all things Hollywood, especially the industry, that being the backdrop with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who have been there and deep in the industry. If you haven't read Seth Rogen's story time or whatever it's called, his new book, definitely go check that out. It is awesome, and it gives you a real deep dive into how much these guys know about what's going on in Hollywood and how much they've seen. Obviously, they've been around for a while and they make movies, and they've always made their own movies. And if you guys know anything about making movies, it's very difficult, especially when there's somebody paying for that movie and telling you what you can and can't do. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, it's well known that in one of honestly my favorite movie ever, This Is the End. When they went to the studio with the script, the studio was like, we like it, but you can't use your real names. Like, it can't be based in reality. It can't be meta like that. You can't use Seth Rogen. Make him like, John Abraham or whatever. Just make him random names. And Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg and those guys, he also directed, Seth Rogen also directed This Is the End, but they looked at the studio and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right. We won't do that." And then they just did it, and it worked so well with their test screenings that the studio was like, "All right, I guess you guys are right," and they let them go with it. So it's just stuff like that. Like I said, that they really know the ins and outs and the back workings of Hollywood. So the Hollywood industry being the backdrop of this sounds hilarious to me, and I bet we're gonna get a deep dive into some real comedy to all of this stuff that goes on in Hollywood and whatnot, right? Plus, again, I'm a huge Seth Rogen fan. If Seth Rogen's starring in this, wrote this, and produced it, and is directing it, I have to assume that we may see, some of the other guys in there, right? We may see Jonah Hill. We may see, I imagine we won't see James Franco, but we could see Dave Franco. We could see Jay Baruchel. We could see, McLovin, Christopher Mintz-Plaza. We could see Michael Cera, all the people from This Is the End. You never know. He was also in a series with Kevin Hart before, so maybe Kevin Hart pops up for an episode. I could totally see that. He's also well connected. This Is the End proves that a lot too, right? Everyone was in that film, and I'm sure they weren't getting paid the greatest for it. So he's just well connected. He's a hilarious dude. I don't see enough of him anymore. And yeah, I'm excited for this. This is super exciting, and that's why I made it the main topic today. So yeah, definitely, guys, let me know what you guys think about all this. Are you guys big Seth Rogen fans like me? Or what? Tell me how you feel down in the comment section below. Let me know, are you excited for this series? Who do you think will be in it? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Okay, with that down, that is our final main topic today. So with that down, I am going to move over to the chat section and see if we have any chat going on. All right. Find your love in the city. Woo! I don't know how that keeps happening, but that's terrible. The bots hit it first before it's going to help me find it. Right. You blame The Rock, Jesse? The Rock? How do you blame The Rock, man? The Rock is like, he's The Rock, man. He's a rock. All right. I think we are back. Are we back? Am I back, chat? Thumbs up. Am I back? The beauty of live streaming. It's always a blast. Yeah. So it looks like we're back. Yeah, I don't know. How to OBS crash. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. Let's keep going on here in the chat. We still have some more questions and comments that I want to get to. Let's see here. Okay. Jesse was blaming The Rock. Lily Ali says that sounds perfect for Seth Rogen. Yeah, right. No doubt. Seth Rogen series, this world, that's what we need, right? Jesse Bailey says, hopefully it's not a one and done show. Yeah, right. I hope we get lots more of that stuff. As long as it's good, right? As long as it's good, give us more. We definitely want more Seth Rogen. Lily Ali asks, are you sure there's nothing you don't like involving Seth Rogen? Man, I mean, what would it be? I mean, throw it down in the comment section. What shouldn't I like by Seth Rogen? I mean, I love everything by Seth Rogen, I think. Even the bad stuff like Observe and Report. I love Observe and Report. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I love all Seth Rogen. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Let's see here. Jesse Bailey says he never made a movie in his life. Yeah, I bet you haven't. I bet you most of us haven't, Jesse. Most of us haven't, Jesse. He's overhyped. I'm assuming you're talking about the Rock. Also, you just got married. It works. Did you just get married, dude? Did you really? If so, man, congratulations. That's awesome. I didn't know you just got married. You didn't invite me to the wedding. I would have been there drunker than a skunk throwing a fit. But yeah, if you did really just get married, congratulations. But I think you're just fucking with me. He's overhyped. Yeah. I mean, maybe, right? I guess. It looks like it. I don't know. I think The Rock's a decent actor. He's a very charismatic guy. He's fun to watch. That's for sure. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a little overhyped. And then, yeah, we get into I Am Frozen. And then Jesse Bailey has one more thing. He says, I think it's time for a, quote, low-budget movie to get a big box office. The storylines in these current movies are a letdown. Yeah, man, I mean, I agree. And the more time that goes on, the more I'm starting to feel like that may just be where we're at. You know, that's why I keep telling Shane that I want to do an A24 segment weekly on the show or something, or where we only just talk about things A24, because they're doing it right. They're the ones that are creating these, you know, beautifully well done stories with great directors that are made very cheaply, that are, you know, that mean something, or that tell a story worth listening to, outside of, you know, powered people punching at each other. But I get it, and I understand. Like I said, I mean, I think there is still stories. You know, Wakanda Forever is a perfect example. But, you know, like I said in my review, the honest truth is that I feel like Wakanda Forever wouldn't have been that great a movie if Chadwick Boseman actually hadn't passed away, which is so funny, right? Because I was just talking about how people were upset that that they used, they, you know what I'm saying. So, very interesting. But yeah, so I agree that it is time for these more low budget movies to have better box office success. I think as people start to peter off of these comic book, Marvel and DC and all these films, they will see that these movies, the A24 and some of these other studios are making, are top quality art and real, real art, as Shane or Scorsese or Cameron or any other director apparently would say. But yeah, I think that time's coming, and I hope so, for the box office sake, that those things can actually start making some money. But yeah. But that looks like it. Looks like our final question today. Guys, I appreciate you guys being here, being in the chat, as always, engaging with you guys and talking with you guys, taking your questions, chatting with you guys is always the funnest part of the show. I seen at one point we had 5, 6, 7 people in here. Hit that thumbs up, man. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. No super chats today, so no one wanted to try to win an Xbox. It's okay. It's okay. You don't want to win an Xbox? Listen, man, that's on you. But yeah, make sure you tell your friends and your families, your nephews, your nieces, your cousins, your kids. It's about Christmas time. People want an Xbox. Somebody wants an Xbox for Christmas out there. And spread the word. Yes, Jesse Bailey, we are back. We have been back for a little bit here. But yeah, definitely spread the word about the Xbox, and like I said, it's Christmas time, so there's lots of people out there. If you don't want to win an Xbox, win it for your nephew, win it for your cousin, win it for charity, give it away. I don't care what you do, but we're trying to draw more attention to the channel, bring more people in so we can have a more active chat with all of you guys, and we can kind of create a community where you guys can chat amongst each other too as well. So that's kind of what we're looking to do here. Jesse says his kids want to go to Disneyland. Do I have tickets for that? I'll tell you what, man. After we get done with the Xbox, maybe we'll do tickets to Disneyland. But we got to get the Xbox done first. We still need the 20K subs. We're at 19,400 subs. We're still 600 subs away from hitting that 20K mark. And when we do, we're gonna give that Xbox away. Quickly, Lily Ali chats in, what about 50/50? I think 50/50 is a good movie. It's just not my favorite Seth Rogen movie. Because when I go to a Seth Rogen movie, I don't expect or want to feel, what 50/50 made me feel. But it was a good movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, one of the greatest actors on the planet. And him and Seth Rogen played great off of each other, but it still was kind of a sad thing. And it was actually based on a true story, which is even more heartbreaking when you know that. But yeah. So yeah, 50/50 overall. I mean, I own 50/50. So yeah, I would say I enjoy 50/50. He's better as a co-star, not as a leading man. Jesse Bailey says, I'm assuming we're talking about Seth Rogen, but you could be talking about The Rock. But I'm going to assume you're talking about Seth Rogen. And yeah, I mean, I agree. Seth Rogen isn't... I mean, it just depends what leading man is, right? Because there's Knocked Up. I mean, Knocked Up is a great movie, and he's the leading man in that. Yeah. So if you're so you are talking about Rogen. So yeah. So it depends. He has his moments. I think Knocked Up's an awesome movie. The Rock is a wrestler. Yeah. Yeah. He sure is. But yeah. But guys, yeah, definitely, like I said, spread the word on the Xbox video. There's lots of youngins out there that want an Xbox. for Christmas. And like I said, you guys are in there. Thumbs up the video, like it, keep chatting. Be back here tomorrow, same time, same place, with more movie news and more movie fun. And hopefully I'll be joined tomorrow with a co-host, and I won't have to fly solo. Maybe Jesse Bailey wants to come in someday and wants to co-host here at the channel. What do you think about that, Jesse Bailey? The Rock is a wrestler. But yeah, so hopefully we have somebody tomorrow. And yeah, I will see you guys then. And again, please do make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, and spread the word on that Xbox video, guys. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Thanks, guys.